Today I fucked up by avoiding going to the doctor, taking aspirin, and almost bleeding out. TW. Lots of talk of blood. Too long didn't read. I scratched an itch. It bled extensively because I was taking aspirin. I was on aspirin for chronic pain because I wasn't going to the doctor because I didn't have insurance. Obligatory note that this was a few months ago, not today. I have had chronic pain issues for several years. I went lower time without insurance and doctors are expensive. I hear non-American Redditors shake their heads at the state of the American healthcare system. So I avoided going to the doctor. Mistake number 1. So was trying to make do with over-the-counter drugs. A bit of ibuprofen, some acetaminophen, and some aspirin. Mistake number 2. It did fuck all for my pain but was better than nothing. So one fateful day I did that most tuber male thing, I scratched an itch. Mistake number 3. And it was not just any itch, it was an itch on my junk, my scrotum to be specific. For the benefit of any females who might have wandered in here, guys are not delicate about these things. It was a warm day. I was wearing shorts. I just popped my hand down my shorts, through the waistband of my boxers, and gave that itch a good old scratch. At least I was at home, alone. Mistake number 4. Something felt different. Something not right for this part of my anatomy. Something felt wet. There are several words that describe this part of the male body. The important word for this story is vascular. The scrotum has a spider web of blood vessels running through it. And now one of my blood vessels was pouring blood like some leaky pipe. Blood started running down my leg. It was dripping from my now soaked boxers and shorts. And it was dripping onto the kitchen floor. I gained a sudden new appreciation for every woman who has ever had her period unexpectedly arrive. Damn. Okay, I can deal with this. I am a grown-ass man. Paper towels. Pressure. Give it a couple minutes. And I now have a fistful of soaked paper towels. And I'm still bleeding. Oh, this is not going well. Okay. Ice. That will do it. At least it will shrink up things, and help stymie the blood flow, right guys? Any guy who has ever jumped into a cold pool knows this. Your junk gets cold and tries to crawl back up inside your body. This is gonna work, right? Okay, I now have blood diluted by water from the quickly melting ice. It is dripped away and running down my legs in a torrent. The kitchen floor is starting to look like a Jackson Pollock painting. Alright, let's at least get the mess under control. I grabbed my cell phone, first right thing I did all day, to Google other options and went off to the bathroom. I drop my shorts and boxers and sit on the toilet. I tried applying toilet paper and pressure. I don't know why I thought this would work. Paper towels didn't work. And now toilet paper wasn't working. And now the toilet seat lid was not looking too good either. Time to get into the tub. Off comes the shirt. There I am, naked as can be, laying down in the tub, and my blood is mixing with the cold water in the tub, making for a sickeningly pink bath. All I can think is that if I can't get this bleeding to stop, this is going to look like the dumbest suicide ever. I could almost hear the voice of a crime scene technician saying, "Damnedest one I've ever seen." Poor bastard didn't cut his wrists. He punched a hole in his junk and bled out from there. I gotta figure out something. And so in that moment of clarity I reached for my cell phone and called my 73-year-old mother and told her to go to the pharmacy and buy a styptic pencil and bring it to me now. And please don't ask questions. And there I lay, trying fruitlessly to apply enough pressure to stop the bleeding. And it's been, oh, shit, it's been 25 minutes already with no signs of slowing down. Tried finding something, anything that Google could offer to help. I got out of the tub to rummage through the medicine cabinet for supplies, all the while feeling like those Apollo 13 astronauts trying to improvise a CO2 scrubber with whatever they had on board. Gauze. Useless. Cough syrup. Not even gonna try. Would just make things sticky in not a good way. Pepto-Bismol. Nah. Rubbing alcohol. Just cringed at the thought. And I gave up and just got back in the tub. The clock is ticking. I am out of ideas. And I just lay down again in the tub and wait, and wait, and wait until the dogs start barking outside and I finally hear a car driving up. The front door opened and I could hear my mother. And a few steps into the house and she could start to see what undoubtedly looked like something out of a slasher movie. Smears of blood on the kitchen floor led her into the adjacent bathroom. And there, for the first time in more than 40 years, My mother laid eyes on me buck-naked, and she told me that CVS did not have any styptic pencils. This day is not going well. Mom is not always the best problem solver, and I had not fully explained the problem. But fortunately the pharmacy technician she asked for help guided her to a stop bleeding spray, and bless her heart she actually bought it. And there I had my saving grace, a small spray can of CVS Health blood stopping spray. That shit works. And so ended my nearly hour-long ordeal. Postscript, I stopped taking aspirin immediately. I got an appointment with a pain management doctor as soon as insurance from a new job started, just a few weeks after the incident. She got the pain under control without blood-thinning drugs. And I keep multiple options to stop bleeding in the medicine cabinets in each bathroom of the house, just in case I get another itch. Holy shit. Your poor mother. Mixing aspirin with ibuprofen isn't good for this reason. You can mix ibuprofen with paracetamol though. That's Tylenol for all of us Americans. Whoa. After you called your mom you said you sat in the bathtub for what seemed like quite a long time, but then your mother came and healed you. The whole ordeal was less than an hour from the moment you began bleeding. Your mom is a hero. Today I fucked up by numbing my boyfriend's mouth with my vagina. My old vag has been having some itching issues recently, so the other day I got an anti-itch cream that I apply to prevent myself from making the situation worse. I applied it last night. Cue this morning. My boy and I were getting frisky in bed when he decides to go down under. I'm so horny at this point I didn't even consider the fact that vaginal anti-itch cream probably isn't intended for human consumption. He starts giving me the 1-2 with his tongue, when suddenly he bursts up from between my legs and starts gagging. He ran to the bathroom spitting and washing his mouth out, while I'm crying with laughter on the bed, realizing what happened. As it turns out, when applied to the tongue the cream tastes pretty bad and knocks out your sense of taste. We had a good laugh and he's totally fine. Too long didn't read. My pussy is so good it has the power to remove taste buds. Edit, people seemed really concerned about my vagina, so I guess I have to clarify that no, I don't have any signs of infection, nor do I have any STDs. Vaginal itching can commonly be caused by using scented laundry detergent, dry skin. I live in a cold climate, where the air is very dry and it's frequent for other parts of my skin to dry and itch because of this, using the wrong kind of soap/body wash, or general irritation. The specific part that was itchy was the lower part of my labia majora, outer lips, where there's a lot of pubic hair that frequently rubs together. I have a small, closed lip vagina, which causes the pubic hair in that area to rub together quite a bit, which I suspect also led to the itching. That's where I put the cream. I suspect that as I laid down and shuffled in the night, some of the cream might have rubbed onto my underwear and thus spread a little onto the upper parts of my vagina, which is what caused my dear boyfriend to get a numb tongue. Since, again, I have a closed lip vagina, his tongue has to do a bit of a deep dive to access the actual clit. There you go, chickos. Hope that clarifies concerns. Sounds like he was the one doing the numbing. Num num num. Itchy vag is a good sign of a yeast infection. Lol. You would think so, but I have no odor, no irregular discharge, no pain in the piss, nothing but itch. I'm clean of STDs as well. I think it's a sign that I need to use gentler soaps or change my laundry detergent more than anything, so I did both of those two alongside the anti-itch cream. I'm taking care of it, haha. Gross. Anyone else remember when Jar Jar Binks electrocuted his tongue? This is all I can imagine here. Apologies for the mental image. Today I fucked up when I let a chubby dog expose my sex life to my girlfriend's family. So this happened late last year, but I finally decided to share one of the most embarrassing moments of my life yet, because, why not? One night while I was chilling with my girlfriend and her family at their house, they decided to have a fire in the backyard and have some drinks. My girlfriend, 19, and I, 21, didn't drink but had fun just snuggled up by the fire while her mom and dad told us some funny stories. Well, as the night gets later and her parents get drunker, her mom lets something slip about how I have no clue about what happened last time I was over at my girlfriend's aunt and uncle's house. I was confused and looked at my girlfriend, and she clearly knew but hadn't told me about it. She told me that I didn't want to know, and that just made me want to know more. So unfortunately I kept asking her until she finally said fine, and she told me this terrible story. About 2 weeks prior, I went over to my girlfriend's aunt and uncle's house. Me, my girlfriend, her parents, her sister, and her grandma all went, and I had fun as usual. Her whole family is really cool, including her aunt and uncle, so they gave us our own room upstairs. I had a great weekend, hiking, swimming, and then at night my girlfriend and I went upstairs and, well, you get it. So when the weekend ended, I left more than a few condoms in the trash bin in the room. I knew I had to get rid of them, so I went to the bathroom across the hall and threw them in that trash bin and covered the crime with a bit of toilet paper. I mean, nobody is gonna dig through the trash in a bathroom, right? Wrong. A fat little beagle who tries to eat anything and everything will. In retrospect, her aunt did tell me to always shut every door after I leave a room, specifically for the reason that this hungry hound will try to scavenge for food. The next day my girlfriend's aunt went upstairs to discover nearly a dozen condoms and toilet paper strewn across the hall coming from the bathroom. It looked like a hurricane hit a Trojan factory. The only thing worse than that was that my girlfriend's grandma stayed over after the weekend and saw the whole thing in person and even helped clean the mess. The aunt took pictures and videos and found the whole thing gross but also funny, and told the rest of the family. In fact, most of my girlfriend's family found the whole thing comical. Her uncle understood young adults will be young adults and was just happy that I didn't try to flush my love gloves down the toilet, and her dad was just happy I used protection. I never thought an overweight beagle could do so much damage, and if there was ever a moral of the story, it's this: if you ever decide to passionately hug in a house with a dog, you better make sure you destroyed the evidence appropriately. It was probably an obvious lesson that most people knew, but if I helped one person in advance, then I'm glad I shared. TL Doctor, today I fucked up when I left a bunch of used condoms at my girlfriend's aunt's house in the bathroom bin, and their dog got into it, leaving a trail of condoms across the hall and leaving the aunt, uncle, and grandma to clean up the mess. That could have gone badly if her family did not take it in stride. Poor planning on your part. This was a situation that called for a leave no trace approach. Pack it in, pack it out. Just like camping. A couple of plastic grocery bags in your suitcase, backpack would have done the trick. Edit, leave no trace. Gotta pay more attention to house rules. Xardix. The family laughed at it, so no fuck up, only cause they have a great sense of humor. Now if it was a strictly religious household, things would have been a fuck up.